Hey everyone, it's Bobby from Decoding here, and in this video I will show you how to get started with Python on Hedera. Let's jump straight into it. Okay, so I've got a Docker project here that we can clone down from GitHub. It allows us to get started with Python with a single command, okay, which is nice and easy. Now I put a playlist together this time last year that did exactly the same as this, but it was very manual. There was a few more extra steps, and if you got one wrong, it just wouldn't work. Okay, so I put this together so that Docker does all of the heavy lifting. You throw one single command at it, and you're good to go. Okay, so it's on GitHub. It's a public repository. The link to it is in the description below. Whilst you're there, please drop me a like and a comment and subscribe to the channel and click the bell. I'm trying to grow this channel. It's a massive help if you can do that. I'm just trying to create content that you want to see quicker and of a better quality. So this is the repository. Don't worry about all of these files. It just helps Docker to create this container and do all the heavy lifting, right? So we won't go through any of those files other than the README file. So Hedera Python development. It's a Dockerized app that uses the Hedera Java SDK. So we're still using the Java SDK, and we're using the community built Python wrapper that allows us to make calls to the Java SDK with Python. Okay, so the Python SDK will come. I'm certain of it, just don't know when. But this works perfectly well. Okay, so the aim is to get you up and running with Python with minimal effort. That is the aim. Prerequisites, you do need Hedera credentials. So just visit portal.hedera, sign up, takes a couple of minutes. In this video, we'll just be using testnet. You need an operator ID and an operator key, or an API key and API secret, but you need those two keys. And we need them in an env file, which we'll go through in a second. But get yourself signed up. And you'll also need Docker and Docker Compose. You know, this is a Docker project, so get that installed, pause the video, install it, come back. But you need Docker on your machine. So first protocol, let's clone down a repository, shall we? Now, I've got a GitHub account, so I can use SSH, CLI, or HTTPS. I'll be using SSH. If you don't have an account, just scroll up, click this little blue box here, clone it down, sorry, not clone it down, download a zip file, decompress it, take the files out, Bob's your uncle, you're good to go. Okay, I do have GitHub, so I'm just going to use, I've already copied that. I'm going to use this command here. I'm going to open up my VS Code instance. So you've got a file here called demo. I'm going to dump it in here, and it's just going to clone down the repository. Okay, it's going to ask me for a passphrase. My SSH keys have passphrases. There you go. I've now got a directory there called Hedera Python development. I should have cloned it down in here, but no, never mind. Let's just open that up. Open folder. Where are I? Demo. Let's just open that sort of in the actual root directory. It just makes it a little bit easier when I'm making terminal commands. Okay, so this is what I've just cloned down. Okay, so we've got this is the README file. If I open that up, I'm going. I'll keep going to GitHub. There we go. So this is the MD file that's been rendered lovely in VS Code. So we've just cloned it down. It's now telling us to create an env file. So we have an env template, which is here. We need to create a .env file. Now you can just create it manually, or you can use the command, which is copy on a Windows machine. Make sure that you're in the correct directory to do this. Copy. There we go. We've now got an env file. Right. You need to get your credentials, the operator ID and the operator key. So that's the key and the secret, okay, from Hedera. And then you need the Hedera env. Well, this would be testnet, so it would just be that. But I'm going to pause the video, and I'm just going to dump my code in there, my keys and my secrets, that it works for me. So one sec. So there we have it. I've now got my credentials in the .env file. I won't open up again because I don't need to see them. They are only testnet details, so it's not the end of the world, but this is the template you've got on the screen. I've already got the .env file. So I've now got my operator ID, my operator key, and I've set Hedera env to testnet. Okay, so let's go back into the README file. Close it down, there we go. Right, so what is it now asking us to do? That's it. That's it. That's all we need to do, okay? So once you clone it down, you set your env variables, so the operator ID, the operator key, and the testnet. That's it, just one line of code now to fire it up. So I'm going to my terminal, make sure that you are in the root directory. So you need to be, your terminal needs to be in the same directory as these files. because we are making a call to Docker Compose, which is this one here. Okay, just gone ahead and done that. If I open up Docker Compose, sorry, if I open up Docker Desktop, it will appear in there in a second. So it's just bringing down the Python image, the Java image. It's added all of the configurations that are required in Docker. Then it's doing a pip install for the requirements.txt file, which is this one here. You see we've got the Hedera SDK PY, which is the wrapper. We're using Flask because it's a callable that you need in the entry point for Docker that doesn't need any configuration. That's why we're using Flask. And there we go. It's create a Python app. If we go into Docker Desktop, we've got it open here. Python app, just click in there and it should open. There we go. Happy days. Okay, so we're up and running, believe it or not. Just make sure you can see what's going on. Let's look in the README file. Okay, should now be up and running. You can visit localhost 5000 just to demonstrate that it is working. Let's go ahead and do that. Localhost, you should see hello future. There you go. Brilliant. It is up and running. And then you can, to write Python code, normally locally, you just fire up the interpreter, right? The way you can do it, there's two ways of doing it. You can open up the Docker Desktop. You can go into the Python app itself and then click this little button. Can you see that on the screen here? Click CLI. And that'll open up this. If you type in Python, you've got the Python interpreter. That's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it in VS Code directly, if you just like using VS Code, you can use this line of code here, which is docker exec it python app bash. That allows us to enter into the container. And then if you put Python there, we then have the interpreter directly in VS Code, which is what we'll be using, okay? Let's go find, just making sure that's easy enough to read. Okay, so how to test that it's working. I've got a little function in here called check balance. Scroll up a bit. Scroll up a bit. There we go. So in the interpreter, from balance, import check balance. So what we're doing, we're importing this code here. So it's creating a client from the client file, which is this get client. And then we're just calling a check, well, creating a check balance function, and it's calling the account balance query class in Java. We're setting the account ID to the operator ID, so it's us. So it's this, us as the testnet account. We're executing using the client that we've configured, and then we're getting the HBARs from that account, and we're converting it to string. Okay, so that's all we're doing in that. Nothing too fancy pants. And if we now go and use just or call check balance, that should spit out something. Yeah, there you go, 176 HBARs. So that's working, okay? That is it. Now, the previous videos that I put together a year ago, you can use all of that code and dump it straight into this project. Now you've got it cloned on your machine and it will all work. The only difference being the setting up stage is now done very, very quickly. I mean, how long has this video been? The video is about 8 minutes. I probably could have slimmed it down to about a 5-minute or 4-minute video and you've been up and running. So that is it. Thank you very much for watching. Like I said at the start, if you can just like and add a comment, subscribe and click the bell, it's a massive, massive help trying to grow the channel and trying to create these videos quicker and of a better quality. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.